This summer has been, honestly, talk about a time to start a channel. It's just been, if you're a cinephile, if you're an action junkie, if you're a superhero movie fan, this summer has had it all, and it has truly produced some of the most fun, just honestly, awesome movies. This has been a great summer blockbuster season, and I'm excited to talk about another blockbuster, and that is the Fantastic Four First Steps. Before I start, if you can obviously, if you're here for the first time, thank you for checking it out. Would appreciate a like, comment, subscribe. Anything helps. Now let's go. So what did I think about the movie? I just came off saying how awesome this summer's been, yada yada yada. This movie, good, not great. Still had a great time, very enjoyable. Honestly, I definitely want to go see it again. It just it feels like it's missing something, and I know exactly, to be honest, what it is in my opinion. I'm going to keep this spoiler free for now. I might touch on a few spoilers at the end. I'll probably flag it, but most of this review is going to be spoiler free. So if you haven't seen it, all good. For me, I I'll start here. In terms of the superhero movies come out between Thunderbolt, Superman, and Fantastic Four, I honestly was the least excited for this one. Not for any other reason except for the fact that the trailers didn't really sell me. Like I was watching the trailers and like I don't know yet. I don't know how I feel about the 60s aesthetic and the vibe that they're going for. But as it was getting closer and closer, I started to build up my anticipation. I'm obviously a huge Marvel fan, so I'm like, okay, we've got another big one coming. I loved Thunderbolt. I'm coming off the high of Superman of a couple weeks ago. So I had my expectations a little bit high, or not high, but higher than they were. And I came out of the movie enjoying it, good, has some really great spots. It just didn't reach the level that I was hoping it would reach, and it honestly didn't reach the level of some of the other superhero movies that have come out really in the last 2 months. So with that, let's start. I will start with the negatives on this side. I'll get them out of the way because there's definitely a lot of good that I want to talk about, and I don't want this to come off like it's like, oh, I hated this movie. That's farthest from the truth. I want to see this movie again. I enjoyed this movie a lot. It's just like the negatives for me just are holding me down from that greatness level. So, in terms of negatives, I think the biggest one for me are essentially is wasted potential. And what I mean by that, the villains just didn't really work for me in the sense of they were really cool. Silver Surfer, I thought, was really well done. Shalabal or Shabala, like Shabala, I'm sure Shamala. I'm not gonna whatever. Anyway, she was really cool in this movie. When she gets the time to shine, she just nearly doesn't get enough time. And then obviously the big bad of the movie, Galactus, badass. His introduction, awesome. Probably one of the best part, not even one, the best part of the movie. It just like what they do with him, it just it didn't feel complete to me. It felt honestly, it felt like they were handcuffed. Like they just held him back too much, in my opinion, and it kind of hurt the movie. And I'll talk more about it in spoilers because I don't want to spoil the ending of this movie and how it goes. So I'll stay away from that. I just think both of them were underused. In terms of the four, I do think some of them were underused. I thought the Thing was criminally underused, and I thought he was great in this movie. Ebon Moss Baccarat, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. He's from The Bear. I love The Bear. I love his character in The Bear. I love him. And he was great as a Thing. The time that he gets to shine, he does. But out of the four, he absolutely, in my opinion, gets not sidelined, but he has the least to do. And I was, really hoping for a bit more there. And then the movie is it's not that it's paced poorly, but it feels like it's missing something because the movie's very short. It's like maybe an hour and 45 minutes without credits. And it just felt rushed. The ending felt rushed. Even the beginning felt rushed. Although I like the beginning more, I like them building this world and kind of catching up. They do a very similar thing like Superman does. It drops you right into the action. It's not an origin story. It provides a little bit of an origin, but it's not an origin story. It drops you right in. but it kind of like breezes through so many things that it's like, okay, whoa, whoa, whoa. It's like hitting you with so many things at once because it's got to move quick. But like I felt like in terms of where a lot of things were cut, I think was really in the beginning where you get to see a bit more of their powers and action. And with that, in terms of cutting a lot of it, felt short and rushed. There was really not too much action in this movie. The action that's in it is great. It's just not enough. There was really like there's a lot of periods. Honestly, a majority of the movie it can lull at times, and I can see that being a complaint for people. But the action just there wasn't enough for me, and I would have loved to see more because the action we did get was awesome. The way they demonstrated, especially Mr. Fantastic's power, I thought, and Invisible Woman, and even Johnny, like it all looked great. The action was great. It just wasn't enough. So those are my big real negatives. And again, it sounds like I'm a little down on it. I'm not as energetic as I was coming out of Superman, but there's still a lot of good in here. All right, so let's talk about the good. All right, I got through the negatives, yada yada, get through it. The good, the casting of the four, all lack of a better term, is going to be used a lot. Fantastic. And for me, the one who really stood out the most because of two of them stand out the most, but one of them being Pedro Pascal, because obviously there's been a lot of like Pedro Pascal talk like on the internet lately, and for me, he was the one I was least excited about when they casted him. I was like, this seems a bit weird, and hand up, double hands up, because I was wrong. Pedro Pascal did a great job as Reed Richards. He really impressed me. He played the extremely intelligent, smart, but also he's not goofy, but like he's so smart that he can come off in like real world scenarios as kind of goofy. And I thought he plays it well. His emotional scenes, obviously, because there's a big emotional point to this movie, and I know they showed in trailers. I'm not going to spoil it what kind of the big conflict of the movie is, but he plays everything with that and debating whether or not he should go through with this decision really well. So props to Pedro. You know, he's getting a lot of flack. He's been cast in every movie, yada yada. He's great in this movie. I gotta give him credit. The other standout, Vanessa Kirby, incredible. She continues to be probably one of my favorite actresses out today. I mean, from what she did in Mission Impossible, in the Mission Impossible franchise, and then even Hobbs and Shaw, which I'm a big fan of. You can see The Rock right up here. She's great in that movie, and she was the one when they announced the cast. I was the most excited for her, and she is, in my opinion, probably the biggest standout in terms of performance and honestly biggest highlight in terms of, I guess, biggest upgrade from the originals, because I do want to touch on that a little bit, and I'll touch on that at the end in terms of the casting, because the original Fantastic Four that I grew up with, the Jessica Alba, Chris Evans group, while the movies aren't praised and you know, things like that, I thought they got the casting at least really down packed. In terms of upgrades from that cast to this cast, Vanessa Kirby is clearing away the biggest upgrade. No shot at Jessica Alba. I love Jessica Alba, but Vanessa Kirby is great in this movie. Joseph Quinn, Ebon Moss-Bachrach as Human Torch and The Thing, both of them really good. I like their dynamic a lot. I just more The Thing than Johnny is, again, a little bit sidelined, but I like a lot of what they do with him, and same with Johnny. Johnny, a lot of, again, I'll talk about some catching some flack. Joseph Quinn got some flack for some comments he said. It's nothing like that. They mean nothing. He was a good, great Johnny Storm. So that's the biggest plus. The other biggest plus is the aesthetic. Again, I mentioned in the trailers, I was like, "Ooh, am I gonna feel this?" It's great. I mean, I love the world they created. It really elevates this movie from where I probably would have even liked it a little bit less if it was set in the real world or in our world, kind of. I love what they did with the world in this. So aesthetically, with the 60s old timiness feel, but so advanced in almost a utopia type sense, I thought they did a great job. And then in terms of scenes, there's one that really stands out. I'm not going to spoil anything, but it's essentially the introduction of Galactus, and it's a whole space sequence that for me, that entire part for me is the best part of the movie. It's got a lot of interstellar vibes to it, mixed with a little bit of, damn, my buddy Vic put it. It was either Vic or Ronnie who put it pretty well. Yeah, whatever. I'm going with Interstellar because it really picks For like you could tell the influence of Interstellar for sure. So that was great. And the score, the Fantastic Four, the whole score in the entire movie, Michael Giacchino, the pronunciations are gonna kill me, honestly. But yeah, his score is great, and Max Chapman, honestly, in terms of directing it, it looked great. There's a couple shoddy CGIs, especially around the baby, to be honest. But overall, like the visuals, it looked stunning. Again, especially the space sequence, and a lot of again how they utilize their powers. Um, so yeah, yeah. So overall, again, good. There's so much good in it. There's even some really great in it. It's just the negatives for me weigh it down to where I wish it was just that next level up. And I think a part of it is I'm spoiled for in the sense of, or honestly, the whole group I went with, we kind of were talking about this. Not that I'm spoiled with the MCU. Obviously, I'm spoiled with the MCU, but really post Endgame, it's been up and down, up and down, up and down. That's not what I'm spoiled about because to be honest, this is with this and Thunderbolts, it's probably the best one-two punch MCU movies in a row since I don't even know, probably since even before Endgame. Like in terms of back-to-back hits like this, I think these two together are really good, and it's another big step forward for Marvel as they set up Doomsday, for sure, for sure. But what I mean by when I say spoiled, Thunderbolts, I'm very clear about Thunderbolts. I love that movie. It's in my top 10 MCU movies. I really love that movie way more than I thought I was going to. And then we're also coming off the heels of 2 weeks ago, Superman comes out. And for me, I prefer Superman to this movie. It's not comparable, completely different types of movies and styles and things like that. But I love that movie so much, not so much more, but I love that movie a lot. So that we've got it back to back really good superhero movies where, again, I'm a bit spoiled where this movie was good, but not great. So I feel a little bit, not down because that's, I'm trying to use the right terms. I'm also trying to whisper because my wife's asleep. So thank God I got this new mic, shout out. Um, but yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. So in terms of rating, I definitely am going to do a full spoiler review of this, full spoiler breakdown. Definitely, it's going to be a fun one to do. In terms of rating, I'm going to go with a 3.5 out of 5. It's definitely better than par, which would be 3. It's just not as good as it. Like 4 and up is the great. This is still very good. So 3.5 seems right for this movie. And people were asking about the post-credit scene. Again, not going to spoil anything. The first one directly ties into Doomsday, so definitely stick around for it. It's a little short, but my buddy Vic was jumping out of his seat for it. You honestly don't have to stay for the last one, in my opinion. I mean, go for it if you're a big fan. Cool, stay for it. I obviously always stay for him, but no, it's not really too important. But the mid credit is so. Yeah. So let me know what you guys thought of Fantastic Four. Comment below. Full spoilers are going to be coming soon this weekend. But yeah, again, good. Definitely a recommendation. Go see it. But I just wish it was a little bit better. So that's going to be it for me today. I will see you guys on the next video. Thanks for checking it out. Peace.